Good morning, Stephen.
Yes, morning to you, Chris. Indeed, just like you've just said, we are still here at the Buganda Road Court, still waiting for retired Colonel Dr. Warren Kizza Besigye, if indeed he will be delivered from the Uganda prisons there in Luzira to be here at the Buganda Road Court. Of course, what is going to be happening here is the ruling. We expect the ruling on the extension of his bail application, and many people are beginning to arrive here. Just with me here is Honorable Francis Muwanga. He is a member of Parliament from Buhweju. He has been with Dr. Besigye since his early days of his life. He has been with Dr. Besigye, moving with him with walk to work, moving with him in his activism days, even before he became a member of Parliament. He has been with Dr. Kizza Besigye. He's one of the people I know that knows Dr. Besigye in and out. Good morning to you, Honorable.
Good morning to you and to the viewers out there.
Of course, we are here we are expecting a ruling, but looking at the way Dr. Besigye has been appearing, even yesterday, he's still frail. There's been demands from political leaders like you, from activists, from human rights activists, but also religious leaders, for him to get temporary freedom, at least for now. Do you expect him to be given that freedom?
Well, you must have realized that on Tuesday, when we appeared in Parliament, there was a stalemate sort of. And when the ministers could not explain why Dr. Besigye was being left to die in prison in an illegal detention, the Speaker constituted a team of members of Parliament from the government side and on the opposition side. We went and engaged. And it was out of that engagement that the decision was taken that the Minister of Internal Affairs, the Head of Government Business, the Attorney General, and the Minister of Constitutional Affairs should go and engage the Judiciary. So at a date that had been set for the 25th for the application be brought closer, and that date was brought closer to yesterday in the High Court, for purposes of getting Dr. Besigye out. It was not just for purposes of hearing and then waiting. And so yesterday we were disappointed that the purpose was defeated. That you have a judge now who says, I will tell you when I will give you a notice. So even the notice is not given. He's not telling us when the ruling will be out. He wants to extend it to the 25th, yet we had brought it closer for purposes of somebody's health. Similarly, we were very disappointed when we came here. You're telling the Judiciary that somebody is dying in an illegal detention, and somebody tells you, I'll give my ruling next week. They don't have any urgency. Now, this is a Judiciary whose top body, the Supreme Court, has made a ruling. They should be doing everything possible to protect their own ruling. I don't expect a magistrate to make a ruling that would be against the Supreme Court ruling. They would be doing everything for purposes of implementation. And so we are here to see again, because I realize that now the Judiciary is on trial. It's not Ugandans, it's most of these institutions. I know we are in a total capture. All institutions have been captured, but there must be somebody who must come out and say, this is wrong and this is right. You know? And so today we appear again before the same magistrate to see whether she appreciates that there is a prisoner who is dying in prison, and that her decision has a lot to do with the health of somebody.
You know, Honorable, when you say that judiciary is on trial, one would say that even you as members of Parliament will be put on test and also be put on trial, because I know, for example, tomorrow members of the ruling NRM party will be meeting the President Museveni for a meeting that will also be touching on the UPDF Act to see the amendment, which amendment also have an implication on cases like Dr. Kizza Besigye is facing. You never know that he could even be taken back to the military courts once this amendment is put into effect. So, likewise, the Parliament will also be on trial.
Of course, we are on trial. There's no question about it. Parliament, we are the ears and eyes of Ugandans. We must be seen, we must be heard to speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. And so at the end of the day, when it comes to Parliament, my position is very clear. I have lived the rest of my life fighting for justice, for fairness and equal opportunities. I will still go and fight. But it must again go to each of us as members of Parliament. We have to account our electorates. There's no way I can go to amend the constitution to provide for a law that will work against Ugandans. So you, the voters, fortunately this is an election year. Whoever is going to participate in making a law that is going to restrict the rights of Ugandans, that is going to take back civilians to the court martial, you know what to do with them. You don't even have to wait for 2025. No. You know what to do. You saw what happened in Kenya. The young people did not wait for their members of parliament to pass that stupid bill. They knew what to do. So we members of parliament, we come from your societies, we come from your villages, we come from your districts, you know how we live, you know who we are. Don't allow us, don't let us make this mistake again.
In the likelihood that Dr. Kizza Besigye, his bail extension is not granted, and of course even if it's granted, we know that he's still in jail for now. What is the likelihood, because I know the 48-hour that was given by opposition is now done, but of course he's still under detention. What is likely to happen if his bail application is denied? Because I know, for example, in Kenya, I've had some activists saying that will be storming places like Uganda's High Commission. So what will be happening?
Well, first of all, on our part as members of parliament, we will be going back to parliament to make sure parliament takes action. Because the other day, we were convinced that the government had agreed with the judiciary on bringing this application closer, so we knew that yesterday Dr. Besigye was going to be released. Now that hasn't happened, we go back to Parliament this afternoon. And we must make sure that Parliament takes action. Parliament cannot sit the normal way, as if things are going on well. We cannot pretend and start discussing other things other than dealing with this urgent one. So we will be going back to Parliament to start on where we started, for purposes of making sure that Parliament cannot proceed as usual when a senior person in this country, a mentor to many, a national leader, is dying in prison. Okay. On the other part of civilians, of course, an attack on Dr. Besigye is not just an attack on Dr. Besigye. It's an attack on human dignity. It's an attack on our civil liberties. It's an attack on our rights. And so all of us must wake up, speak with one voice, move together, start where you are, do all you can, sustain the endeavor. It is possible. Enough is enough.
Thank you so much, Honorable Francis Muwanga from Buhweju. Of course, we are here to get bail application extension of the bail application ruling that it will be before senior principal grade 1 magistrate Winnie Nancha. Of course, this case is of alleged incitement of violence that stems from his arrest in May 2022 when he was rallying Ugandans to protest against the rising cost of commodities. Stephen Imbido Fefes Wechibuga with Brian Kayona here. We say thank you so much. We hand you back to the safe hands of Chris Igenyi in the studios of Morning at NTV.
Thank you very much. Compliment much appreciated. Stephen Mbide coming to us live there from the Buganda Road Court, where the case of retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye is expected for ruling, rather, not mention nor hearing. Okay, as the tradition is here on Morning at NTV, as we close today, we have birthday wishes to Mutesi Sawia. Mutesi Sawia is the ED at Bukasa Girl Care Group. You are such a blessing and an inspiration to your fellows, and may the Lord continue to bless you with many years ahead and strengthen your sister now that she has just lost a baby. That message there coming in from those that love Sawia Mutesi and wishing you a very, very happy birthday today. And that will do it for this edition of Morning at NTV. It's been a pleasure having your company. As always, we are looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, Friday. And of course, as we ease down and prepare for the weekend, some will be reflecting on the week that was. Others will be taking time to relax and, of course, get into groove with family, friends. Whatever you do, do it in moderation, and of course take care, especially on the roads. There's a lot of anarchy and rage on Uganda's roads. We hope you're not part of the statistic. Take care. I'm Chris Higenyi. Have yourselves a lovely day.